In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Welcome to Rap in Order, the interrogation of a hip-hop album, where we take some of the culture's most beloved hip-hop albums, put them on the stand, see if they stood the test of time. Now let's see who we got on the stand today.
Order in the court.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Class Regg.
And I am Taurian B.
What's the word, man?
Nothing much, bro. Pretty excited for this episode. This is like our Christmas, New Year's episode. Listeners, watchers, thank you guys from our first episode, which was Jesus, which I kind of want to revisit.
Yeah. I kind of do too.
Thank you guys. It's been a journey through us figuring out our audio.
Yeah.
And everything like that. From us like only doing audio to then pivoting and doing video and visuals. Thank you guys very much. It's always very cool when somebody comes up to me and like mentions the show.
Yeah.
Quick story. When I used to live in Atlanta, I had so many lives, right, guys? I worked at Lady Foot Locker, and I had a homeboy. His name was Royale. Royale was my boy. We both worked in the stockroom, like came up together. So like, me and him like check on each other every once in a blue. He's living in DC now, and I believe he's engaged, and he's expecting a baby.
Okay.
So we're expecting kids around the same time, but it just flipped my mind. I didn't like update him on me having, as you guys know, I'm having a kid. So he hit me up like, yo, I was listening to the show and I heard you having a baby, bro. Congratulations, me too. And I'm like, shit, yo, bro, thank you. Like, Royale, shout out to you, bro. Royale, like you really, like you my guy. I really felt like a piece of shit that I didn't like tell him like, yo, I'm having a kid. It's just that, when you don't talk to somebody on a regular basis, you know that y'all good when you see each other, but it's just something because he's in DC. I didn't think like, yo, maybe he would want to come. Maybe, like when he comes to New York, we've had breakfast together before and stuff like that. I've met his lady. She's a very lovely lady. And I just didn't think about that. I just thought that was fucking cool because I didn't even think that like he's never hit me up and been like, yo, good episode. But long story short, he basically supports our shit regularly. Yeah. And I was like, damn, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. Like, I didn't anticipate that. And it was very like flattering, and thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. You just never know. Somebody recognized me a few weeks back, like from the show, but like, it's always interesting because it's like, I don't know how to navigate this right now. Cause he recognized me. I was walking with Rob and, I was walking with Rob and the dude was walking in front of us.
Okay.
And, and I forget his name, but shout out to you, bro. We really appreciate you listening, but he overheard me speaking and turned around.
He recognized that voice.
I guess so.
The silky voice.
And was like, yo, I fuck with your show. I was waiting for him to say like, yo, yeah. I was waiting for him to make like a Taurian reference or something that like maybe he's one of Taurian friends and he just was like, yo, nah, I fuck with the show. It's like, yo,
that's dope.
Solid, man.
That's dope. Like Mo, like that's how me and Mo got cool. Mo Glove.
Yeah.
I was in a Nike store one day and like, he was like, yo, I fuck with the show. And I was like, you mean like Law and Order?
Yeah.
He was like, no, I didn't even know he was an actor.
Yeah. That's fire. But yeah, man, shit like that is always cool and humbling and it lets you know, out of all the shit that we're doing, it's not for nothing. People are fucking with it.
Yeah,
and for such niche content, because we revisit albums that are much older. We've done some old ass albums to like more current stuff. So it's cool what connects, and especially for an audience like on TikTok, it's like, wow, like y'all niggas, y'all really going hard for this Beastie Boys album that came out in the 80s. It's like, wow, you would think on the surface that TikTok is such a Gen Z platform, but no, there's some old ass niggas on there. That's really
old ass niggas just like us. We love y'all. We love y'all old motherfuckers.
That's really rocking with us. So that's really cool. From the artist recognition standpoint, like getting blocked by Lloyd Banks, that was like another big thing. That was cool. To Swiss Beats coming on the show.
Yeah, and Jonathan, man, Drummer Boy as well.
Yeah, Drummer Boy. So like we've had we've had some great content over the years and really built this thing out, man. It's been a journey.
That's pretty funny. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, hopefully by the time you guys see this episode, my son will be born. Maverick Bean Blakeney.
Yes, sir.
Maverick is just a unique name that I thought would be really I really want him to kind of like, it's a strong name and I want him to carve out his own legacy. A lot of people thought I would name him Taurian Jr., but I just felt like I have a really unique name. I'm not a junior, and I wanted to kind of create the legacy of giving our children strong names. The funny thing is if I had a daughter, I would have named her Taurian, so I couldn't call her Junie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm one and done. I'm not having no more kids after that. But also,
that now.
Yeah,
until you see Maverick in the corner playing with his cinder blocks by himself, and you like,
I don't got to do that. You know how many of my friends got kids?
Oh, that's right.
Yo, we go to such house. I'm gonna get them. No, trust me. Trust me. His middle name is Bean, as in like the food bean. Yes. As some of you know, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and Kobe Bryant's legal middle name is Bean. And I always loved how like people that really, really know Kobe, they refer to him as Bean. They don't call him Kobe. They don't call him Mr. Bryant. They don't call him Black Mamba. They call him Bean. And I just thought that was something that was really endearing, and I just really liked, and I thought it was like kind of like sweet because, for a lot of people, like when their middle names, it kind of like goes together, like Michael Lee, or like my middle name is Arthur, so I'm Taurian Arthur. So Maverick Bean is just something I just thought would be really cool. Just to give you guys, explanation. Like
very cool name.
Yeah, some people were like Bean, like and I had to like explain it to family members, and it's really cool now because now my grandmother only calls him Bean.
Oh, okay.
So it's cool.
That's cool.
It's cool. But yes, by the time you guys watch this episode, hopefully my son will be here, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
I will be a daddy. But yes, and anything else to discuss and bring up?
What have you been watching?
Okay, I do actually. So me and Sarah have been watching Tulsa King.
Oh, I heard about that. Is
Good
that
show.
Is that Stallone?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone is really good.
I like the older years of Stallone.
Yeah,
I do.
He's doing a great job. So we watched Tulsa King. I'm watching Yellowstone. I am also, so Billy Bob has a show. I can't remember the name of it. Me and Sarah have been watching it together. Sarah's more interested in the show than I am, but the show has like a really good cast. It's basically about like oil drilling in Texas.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that it was a comedy. I thought it was a drama, but it's a dramedy. Because Billy Bob adds his humor into it. So it's like very like dry pan, but like it's like, oh shit, I didn't think that would be a joke. And also watching Lioness.
Yeah, damn, I'm hearing some good things about that too. So I haven't jumped into
Ooh, yeah, get into it.
Right now, I think the only things I'm specifically just like seeing through are Shrinking.
Sarah's watching that.
Yeah, Jason Segel. Yeah, and Abbott. And those are like the two shows that I look forward to every week. So they both come out on Wednesdays. So Wednesday is like my TV day. But other than that, I think I started watching that John Bonet documentary. They Got Me Again. It's on Netflix.
I work overnight tonight, y'all. So I think I'm gonna watch that. I work on editing the episode.
They Got Me Again. I can't for the life of me figure out what the fuck happened. Nobody can, I guess you could say, right?
Right. But it's such a mystery.
It's such a mystery. I don't know how it could have happened. There's so many different possibilities.
Do you think that she's Katy Perry?
That she grew up to be Katy Perry?
Yeah.
That's the theory?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know about that theory. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's Katy Perry, bro.
That's crazy.
She never died. That's why we can't figure it out.
Yeah. Wow.
She got sent to this other family. They were Mormons or something like that.
Yeah. And it's just crazy. Like in like the early stages of watching it, like the way that they were kind of like sexualizing this little girl, all for the presentation purpose of just like putting on a show and a pageant. Yeah. It's interesting, man. Like the way that entertainment has changed and everything like that, and that just would never fly today. And
right.
That was in the late 90s.
Right.
Other than that, I'm trying to work up into the Christmas spirit. Shout out to Snoop on the Stoop.
Yep.
Right now, I'm gonna get into my rotation of my Christmas movies. I did see that you caused a bit of a stir with your Goodfellas is a Christmas movie.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree.
Yeah, just like Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Die Hard. It's a lot of Christmas movies that people just don't acknowledge that way.
Shit, New Jack City is a Christmas movie. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's
That's
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's Thanksgiving. There's another one though, but I do have my rotation of Christmas movies that I watch every year. Jingle All the Way.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
The guy that you got the Blank Man t-shirt from actually has a fire Jingle All the Way t-shirt.
Really?
He does.
Okay.
He has Arnold's character and Sinbad's character.
Oh, on the shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I just wanted to just tell you that while I was
I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna look into that and check that out. But yeah, there's a lot of that's my favorite part of the year is revisiting some of these movies. I think one that's about to be in the arsenal now. I mean, it's not necessarily a Christmas movie. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. When Harry Met Sally,
Christmas
takes place around that time.
It takes place through the seasons, right?
Yeah, it focuses more on. It's more like a New Year's movie.
Okay.
You know, but it's leading.
Right. It's 7 days. It's 7 days apart.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, yeah, I do my regular things. I watch Goodfellas. I watch A Christmas Story. I can't wait to start that tradition with Bean, actually. Watching A Christmas Story. What other Christmas movie? Obviously Home Alone Lost in New York is my favorite Home Alone of the film franchise.
Agreed.
I'm trying to think what else do I watch? Like, is there another Christmas movie that I just have to watch?
I watch A Night Of every year too. Okay. That became like a movie for me.
Yeah, but besides like A Christmas Story, Home Alone, Lost in New York, Goodfellas, I realized that like I watched that movie every Christmas and like I was just like, wait a second, Christmas scene in there. Man. Yeah, those three are like heavy in my rotation. A Nightmare Before Christmas, but like some people like say that's not a Christmas movie. Like I'm like, I watch it. I watched The Grinch just cause. I watched the Jim Carrey. I watched the Jim Carrey version as well as the cartoon version. I guess I'll be watching the cartoon version for a while. Yeah, for the next couple years coming. Yeah, and I guess I'll see what other movies going to get added into the rotation when Little Man gets here.
Oh yeah, you about to and your Apple Replay is going to look a lot different next year.
Oh yeah,
you about to have. I don't know if
this is what I might do to keep mine. I might make Spotify his music playlist.
Oh, okay. And then you could see specifically what it is. Yeah. Okay. See. You could do that. I mean, because you do pay for both. Yeah. That's
my cycle. I stopped paying for Tidal once Jay-Z stepped down.
I stopped paying for Tidal too. That shit was $14, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I stopped.
It's ridiculous.
Huh. Okay. You ready to get into this episode?
Let's do it. All right. This album was released before the untimely death of this gentleman.
Yes.
It was released in 2018, August 3rd to be exact. And I'm talking about Swimming by Mac Miller. It was his 5th studio album, produced almost entirely by him with some assists from John Bryan, J. Cole, Flying Lotus, Cardo, and a few more. There aren't any specific credited features, but if you're a fan of music like how we are, you know these voices. And those include JID or JID, Snoop Dogg, Sid, Thundercat, to name a few. The album debuted on number 3 to positive reviews. It was nominated for Best Rap Album at the Grammys in 2019. Did you listen to this album when it first came out?
I did, because it was a posthumous album, technically. I did listen to the album, and like it just made me sad, and I couldn't get through it. Mm-hmm. Like it meant like Mac Miller's death. So let's get this out the way. When Mac Miller first came out, the music that he made compared to the music that he made during the second half of his career, they're nothing alike. So I wasn't a fan of Mac Miller's. Like I thought like, okay, he's like Asher Roth, like he's a frat college rapper or whatever like that. And like, I wouldn't give him a chance. And like our friend Danny, you guys know Danny Aviles, he's a huge Mac Miller fan. So he will constantly tell me. So we did the Define Feminine album, and I really liked that album, but I thought that album was an outlier because I was like, oh, Ariana Grande inspired this album. So to answer your question, when this album first came out, I couldn't get through it because it made me too sad. Mm. But now that I've had to revisit this album for this particular episode, it's made me realize that I can be a fan of Mac Miller's, just not like his like first 4 projects.
Okay.
So that's what's happened. So what has happened is that I've deep dived into Mac Miller and become such a fan of his that like now like I'm like searching the internet for like songs that like he's recorded that like haven't been released.
Yeah. He still has a whole project with
like,
that didn't come out.
Right. Actually, you wanna know what's funny? I actually have a book on Mac Miller. I think it's called The Most Dope. And I'm gonna read it. So like I bought it a while ago, and I just sometimes like I buy books like I'm gonna get to you later, and like now that we record this episode, I'm gonna read it, and it's just realizing that like he had a lot of self-awareness to pivot and then start making more mature projects. Like he realized like I'm a white rapper, I'm a white guy in a black genre, and I want to be respected. So he realized that he could have cashed in and made pop records and got all over the charts and got all that recognition, and took away from other black artists that might be more deserving. He could have Post Maloned it.
Yeah.
But he didn't. No disrespect, Post Malone. I like your music slaps, but come on, bro. You know what it is. And I feel like Mac Miller made a choice to kind of like bare his soul to the world and kind of like be a voice for the voiceless and continue making these projects, bearing his soul, being so honest. And like it sucks because like it's really sad, but it's a reflection of what's going on with other people, right? Them dealing with heartbreak, depression, loneliness, and everything. And it's so weird because everybody that talks about him talks about how he was just like a fucking ball of joy and how he was so giving, and how like his studio in LA, people could just pull up. Cameron told a story how like Mac Miller like lived in his basement for like 2 weeks and recorded music with him. Like, and that's just crazy to me because it's like, I didn't think that Cameron would be that nice of a person. Yeah. To just let him just stay in his basement and just record music together and shit like that. I would love to hear what that music sound like. Like Mac Miller and Cameron just making music together. But I say all of that to say Mac Miller has gained so much respect from me.
Yeah.
Through listening to this project. So now Swimming is probably to me his best body of work.
Okay.
Because I was able to listen to it like when I was removed from it, from how sad it made me thinking about him passing away the way that he did.
I think so going back for me for when it first came out, it was I just remember it being a really good time and a good week for music, because if I'm not mistaken, it came out the same day as Astroworld, I want to say. Yeah. It was Astroworld and Testing, I think. Let me see. Burn 18 releases. Yeah. Astroworld and damn, see, yeah, he takes up the whole thing. It just comes up as Travis Scott. Oh, and Stay Dangerous came out that day. So I was through the roof with new music that day. And I just remember saving this, and I was on a road trip actually with my friends. Shout out to Curry and Alan and Manny, and we went to Ohio. Right. So like we played this album, we ran through all of these albums together. And Swimming, I was a Mac Miller fan, like you. Early on, I didn't take him that serious. But he was always one of those artists that I really fucked with, especially when it came to when Watching Movies with the Sound Off came out. That's when I became a Mac Miller fan. I was like, oh, this dude is nice. Like he used that project to really show how he can hold his own with other rappers, and the way that he was rapping, his beat selection, his cadence, everything. Like that album was really good for me. And but I remember being a fan of him as a person because I used to watch his show on MTV. And I was like, damn, I think it was called Most Dope with Mac Miller. So I used to watch his show. He would bullshit with his friends or whatever. And I was like, oh, this dude is cool. And then I even met him at Levi's. I met him at Levi's. He was looking, it was at that time frame. You remember when we had those shorts, the corduroy shorts? It was like a big thing for us, like when it first came out. And he walked in. And he was looking at him or whatever. And he was like, man, what do you think of these? And I was like, I don't really like them or whatever. He was like, yeah, I don't need them or whatever. And he like put it down and he got something else. And we talked very briefly, but he was mad cool. And he just like dipped out. And I was like, ah, shit, I just met Mac Miller. And I tweeted about it. I don't know. It's so hard to find old tweets now, but I just remember him being really cool and just down to earth.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, and I
Mac
think
Miller.
yeah, and I think in this time frame of him making this album, what sucked was that it came out after his breakup. So all the music that was supposed to be self-reflective and just him just bearing his soul and just being honest with himself, they were putting it back on his relationship and everything. So he was frustrated.
And it didn't help because he got DUI
Yeah.
for making this album.
Yeah.
And people were blaming Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ariana gave a statement saying, like, I can't help anybody that doesn't want to help, basically calling him a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it because she probably was trying to help him and he wouldn't stop doing drugs.
Yeah.
But what I realized is that instead of going to rehab, like he would like spend time with like his mentors.
Mm-hmm.
So like he spent time at like Rick Rubin's house and got clean.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he left, he got back on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So like he would do things to like improve and like get straight. But it seemed like he needed like someone strict like in his life to be like, yo, go this way.
Yeah. To hold his hand through this shit.
Yeah.
And it sounds like from the dynamic of his relationship with Ariana, she always had to be the person to do that for him. Or she was trying to be the person to do that for him.
Right. And that's difficult for a woman because most women, there's definitely women that like want to like, you know, take care of their man and do things, but like, you don't want to feel like you're raising a kid. You want to feel like you got a man.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how much Ariana loves men.
Yeah, we know now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've always had this love and admiration for him. And anytime he showed up on a song, it just felt great.
Right. What are your thoughts on John Bryan? Like, what are your thoughts on John Bryan and hip hop?
I think it's a vet. So first time, and probably like most hip hop listeners, first time hearing John Bryan's name was Late Registration.
Right.
I think it's cool anytime he shows up. I think my ears perk up a little bit more when I know that he's attached to something. Because he does add such a nice little razzle, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Like, I want to know why. Like, I don't know why. Like, why is he such a? Let's see.
You know, he
does film scores. Yeah.
So like when he's a part of something,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, and his film scores are crazy.
His film scores are nuts. Magnolia. Punch Drunk Love, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's why Kanye called him. I couldn't remember what it was. Kanye, he scored as the Spotless Sunshine of the Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's why Kanye got in contact with him.
Kanye was like, yo, I need this dude.
Damn. I Heart Huckabees, The Breakup, Step Brothers, The Other Guys. Wow. This is 40. Holy
fucking
shit.
Legend. What's the most recent thing he did?
Beating Hearts, Fool's Paradise. Christopher Robin. Oh, he did that? Okay. The Winnie the Pooh movie. Wow.
Yeah, so he's still out here, man. So it's cool to hear. It's such an interesting dynamic and a great contrast, I would say, from what he's used to doing. His day-to-day work is not this.
Right. It's not. It's just
so it's cool as hell to hear him in this scope. Ever since John getting introduced to him through Kanye, by way of Kanye, my ears perk up a bit more when I hear it, man.
I agree, bro. Like, that's wow. Okay.
John Bryan on the keys right now, like it always stood out to me. But yeah, so I think with the way that Mac, his discography is such a like, the trajectory of it is so interesting. It's kind of like how you can look at Tyler's discography, where like
it just kept going up.
Yeah, it just kept going up. Like you started with like this very immature thought that had like streams, you know, you had like little pockets of creativity in it that's like, oh, this could be something, but overall, maybe we'll see what happens, right? And then you go from that to like watching movies or like Good AM, where you really rapping and just to where he was ending up, you know, it was more stripped down, it was more vulnerable, it was more focused.
Right.
And it's like, damn, when you had something like that, it's unfortunate to lose that. It sucks.
Yeah, it does. Do you know that this was supposed to be the beginning of a trilogy?
So what was going to be after Circles?
He never got to.
Oh, okay.
He never got to do it. Like even like Circles, like John Bryan had to like piece that project together. Like I think he laid a lot of his vocals down, but John Bryan had to like finish it because like he's who worked with Mac like so closely. But like that just like really bugged me out. The Tiny Desk for this project, up until Dua Lipa came, was the most watched Tiny Desk of all time.
I think he's like at 140 or something.
124 million.
Okay.
And Dua Lipa's at 130 million.
Okay.
That's insane to me because he only did 3 or 4 songs. I enjoyed it so much I bought it on vinyl. Thundercat stopped his tour to come back to the United States to be there with him because they were that close. I just think that there's a lot of lore around this project and it's very eerie. And then also, I didn't notice, but like for some reason, Mac Miller was obsessed with the 27 Club artist who died before the time of 27, but he missed it. Yeah. No, he missed it, right? He was too young. But yeah, like that's pretty eerie as well. But yeah, this project was definitely a turning point, and something that he wanted to get to and he's been trying to get to. So there's something that like I've been talking about with Regg a lot is that like he wanted to do a project with Pharrell. It's called Pink Slime. And at that time, Pharrell was fresh off of Happy. And Pharrell was all over the radio. Like he was working with Daft Punk and he was
wearing that fucking hat.
He was wearing that fucking hat. And I think that at first, when Mac Miller heard that him and Pharrell could do a project together, it was like a dream come true. But I think that Mac realized that it was going into a sound that he didn't want. And he pivoted and he went on to make Good AM with Rick Rubin. And I think that it kind of like, it was good for his artistry, but I don't think it was good for his mental health. I think, unfortunately, if he would have made Pink Slime, he probably still would have stayed on drugs, but maybe it would have just put him like in a different mind state. Whereas with the way he went, he kind of started looking inward. And like, that's why like for this album, he said like, I want people to know that it's okay to not be perfectly okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just like, I like listening to this, I'm just like, because I was late to the party with this album, I'm like, damn, bro, like I wish we could have got more from you, bro. But sometimes, you know, like they give you what you need, and that's that.
Yeah, exactly. Even going to a point like that, the contentment of imperfection is like what a song like Perfecto even explores. You know, just being okay with not being okay.
Right.
But to start from the top, Came Back to Earth is what this opens with. I really, really, really love this intro. Really sets the palette for the rest of this album. Overthinking and how it can weigh you down. It's beautiful. It's vulnerable. Yeah, I'll do anything to find my way out of my head. It's it's deep, man.
My regrets look just like the text, I should say. This was one of the last tracks they recorded for the album.
Yeah, and he said he recorded like 5 different versions of the song. Yeah, so.
Yeah, man. Dreamy strings, you know, John Bryan doing his thing on there. Like this album sounds like something like you're supposed to be walking barefoot and with clouds and all white. Like the way that the album cover looks like how it should, like how the album sounds.
It sounds like a play.
Yeah, it does.
This sounds like the opening to a play. Like a really somber experiment, you know, and experience.
So Hurt Feelings, you know, he's addressing challenges, fame, heartbreak, self-doubt. But then like there's like some confidence that comes in there. It's like it's funny because like it seems like Mac will like tell you like the worst thing like ever. And then be like, but that's okay, because you know, like I got like coffee for free today.
Yeah.
Like he seems like one of those people to like tell you like some really bad shit and then be like, but it's okay though, because like, you know, I got like
other than that, everything's okay.
Yeah, I got like a really nice email. Like, you know, like it seems like he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, and this one was produced by J. Cole.
Okay, right. Yeah, J. Cole co-produced this. He said in an interview, Mac Miller said in an interview that this song is a reminder that even when life is hard, he still has control over his narrative. So life sucks, but he's still gonna like decide to like be happy or like get work done and shit.
Yeah. It's definitely about just pushing through that cloudy mental state. You know? What's the use?
Funky.
Yeah. This is when I first heard this song was when I was convinced that he was about to go into a different era. and I was excited for it. I was like, oh man, like he's working this closely with Thundercat.
Yeah.
This is not like anything that he's ever made.
Right.
Thundercat
said this is his favorite session with Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And Snoop Dogg came through, did his thing.
Yeah, and Sid too.
Right.
Yeah, they're all on this song, like just, and he said that Snoop gave him mad shit that he could have used for this song,
Mm-hmm.
but he ended up not using it because they, you know, I guess he was kind of trying to keep it a certain way, but he was like, yeah, I'm just grateful that he sent me what he sent me.
Right.
Like, he sent me so much, you know, that I could have used for toward the ending of this song, but I just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then Perfecto, like I said,
his Man in the Mirror.
Yeah, I love the singing on this. You know, like Mac was only improving as a singer too. Like he was getting more, he was exploring more with his voice. Period.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't just bound to, and it wasn't like a weird like crossover. You know how we just saw that video of Jack Harlow, and we was like, yeah, nah, this nigga trying to cross over and trying to
I get what you
rap.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that with Mac. I think Mac wasn't so like, he was engulfed in hip hop, but he was still kind of limitless in a way because he was playing. I think that's the difference too. He played instruments.
And he's been trained how to use the instruments since he was a kid. It wasn't something that he picked up later on.
So
that's the funny thing, is that he was so talented that I think when to harken back to why I didn't like his music early, he dumbed himself down to fit in what he thought he should have been making versus the music that he could have made. So that's pretty interesting.
So yeah. I think Perfecto is like a really, really good representation of that, and him just bearing his all and just really being comfortable where he was, but still wanting more. But then you got a song like Self Care. I don't know. I think this song
is probably the album's most iconic, like most memorable, iconic, talked about song.
It is. I agree. It was such a big single, and it was at the height of. It was really the beginning of, you know, people talking about self-care the way that we talking about it now. You know, people wasn't really acknowledging, this was 2018. People weren't talking about mental health the way that they are now. You know, this was like the beginning. You could say this is the beginning of that time frame.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to mention that Self-Care is the song that is a song that he made after his DUI.
Yeah.
And it's funny because apparently the cop that arrested him said that Mac Miller was the nicest person that he's ever arrested. He said that like Mac kept saying like, I'm sorry guys, I'm drunk. like
I shouldn't have been drunk.
I shouldn't be doing this. I'm so sorry. I'm making you guys' job hard. I appreciate you guys so much. That's such like a sweet thing to do. Like, you know, like, oh man, I'm so sorry, man. My uncle's a cop. like
I remember this video always made me a little uncomfortable because the idea of just being trapped in a coffin.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Oh yeah. It was meant to be. It was meant to be like a rebirth though. So for the video for Self-Care, ladies and gentlemen, there was supposed to be symbolism with him getting out of the coffin, being reborn, like or reincarnated, or whatever like that. But it's just like. I don't think I can do a casket scene. Like even like when they do it like in a person, like, yo, just close it. Don't put fake me in it.
Yeah. I think the song was so powerful and it was such a big statement for him. He had a lot of eyes on him coming fresh off the breakup for this to be his first video. Cause it was coming off the breakup, coming off the DUI, and this is our first like kind of taking in of like what this new era was going to be for him.
Right. And there was a really eerie bar in there. He says, I got all the time in the world. So for now, I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
You know, so very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So what we got? We got Wings, which is co-produced by Pharrell. And this is, you know, a taste of, there's two songs that are leaked from Pink Slime, but this song was also possibly a taste of what Pink Slime could have sounded like, or maybe this was one of the sessions where Pharrell was like, I don't know about this. And Mac was like, this is what I'm on right now.
Yeah. This is, what do you think of this one?
I liked it. Like, I thought it was cool. Like, the songs from Pink Slime are called Glow and On a Roll. And like, they're very much pop driven records, and probably would have had Mac everywhere.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm also glad with what Mac did, because you know what, if he made Pink Slime, I probably still would be like, yeah, I don't care about it.
Yeah, Jack Harlow would have jumped all over those.
Yeah, man.
He definitely would have did those.
Right.
Ladders. Beautiful song. Beautiful song, beautiful message. Always finding a way to the top. And but you know, is the road to the top is not gonna be easy.
I'm
So,
sorry.
the symbolism
Ladders
of
is
that-
a song that he did for real, not Wings.
Okay.
I got
so
it
he
mixed
did-
up because my writing. Sorry about that.
Got you. Yeah. So Ladders does sound like a Pharrell song. But yeah, I do like the symbolism of this and the message. This was at Ladders. His performance of Ladders on Colbert was actually his last performance.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Small Worlds.
Small Worlds. This song was one of the last times Small Worlds was one of the last times he performed with Stephen Colbert.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was Ladders.
It was Small. Well, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it was both of those songs, because usually they do perform two.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that this one was one of the songs that he performed live for like the last time with Stephen Colbert. They also, you know, that song also kind of like makes me a little emotional. Like this project is a lot.
Yeah.
Getting through it
It's
because it's heavy, but it's like, it's kind of like refreshing or whatever like that. It's like, you know, I smoke cigars, so you're listening to it and like you just like exhale smoke. And it's just kind of like one of those things.
Yeah. Small Worlds feels like, I mean, yeah. It's heavy on the self-awareness too, you know, and I think that's a really big term for Mac,
right? The
self-awareness thing, and this whole album is like just a cleanse for him.
Yeah,
and anybody that's kind of in the same type of state of mind, you know. Conversation Part 1,
right? That hinted at a continuation that we never got. It was it probably would have won the third project of the trilogy, but we never got it. I liked it, and he's an introspective dude, and like he was in his head a lot. So to be able to make this song right here, I was like,
I love when he can pop his shit.
Yeah,
that's what I love, because Mac is known as such a nice guy,
somebody nice, humble guy.
Yeah, when you hear a song like this, like there's an elevated, there's like this. He pops his shit. He's usually so humble, but on here, he's really on some. Yeah, I can't fuck with me, like, you know. It's really popping this shit.
About time, right?
Yeah. And then, I think, wait, was it Don't Know or was it Ladders that he performed? I think it was Don't Know.
Don't Know. I know that this one was inspired by the fucking breakup with Ariana Grande.
Yes, this is the most blatant reference to the breakup that you got from this album.
He recorded that song in one take.
Yeah, super personal. Very focused on that breakup. Even when he passed, this was the song that Ariana like put up in her stories and everything to share. And she was listening to it.
Did you hear that apparently she's dating Jim Carrey right now?
Dead ass?
That's what Sarah said, yeah.
Oh no. Oh man. I mean, whatever. Yeah. But Don't Know is man, imagine like listening. It's such a heavy song. Imagine listening. Imagine your ex being so musically inclined and they passed away and then they left a song like this for you. Like,
right.
So
imagine me and Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
They were engaged at this time.
Yeah. That's heavy.
Right.
It's such a personal song. It makes so many references to like where she was in her life. The music that she was making, her having anxiety around that time, and because a lot of bad, terrible shit was happening.
Yeah, remember?
So
right, because I think the year before that, what was there, like a shooting or something like that?
Bombing,
a bombing or a shooting at one of her concerts or whatever. And like Mac used to like travel with her to like you know help keep her calm and shit. Yeah.
So he was her calm in a lot of this, and then this song though is followed up with my favorite flow pocket on this album, Jet Fuel.
Yeah. Confident.
Yeah. His flow on this is so good. But then there's like a regression because, you know, he's talking about like, I guess he's talking about what is his jet fuel in a way.
Right. It was him saying like, what's his like coping mechanism
exactly.
Like that, right?
Steve Lacy co-produced this and he said that He said that they made this beat for Kendrick for the Damn Sessions, which I could see. That would be amazing. I could see Kendrick kind of doing a flow like this on this too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But this is, I'm glad it went to Mac because I love what he did with it.
So next up we got 2009, which basically was his rookie year. And he's just reflecting on that.
Very necessary.
And kind of like going on like pretty much like, this is your life kind of like thing, like, you know, his accomplishments through the years and shit. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think, and it's necessary for him to do at this point, right? This is his 5th studio album. This album is a stark contrast to what people was used to from him. So like for new fans, for old fans, it's a great reminder for like where he came from and like where he's going type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it was necessary.
And then we have the final song on the album, So It Goes.
Yeah.
Song makes you just want to meditate. I want to be fair. Listen to this album. Like I've listened to this album barefoot a lot.
Yeah, this is definitely that vibe. I think So It Goes, this is when he's kind of like met with the realization of like having everything, of seemingly having everything together and still dropping the ball, and being okay with that.
Right.
That's what a lot of this album is.
Well, the sad thing for me is like when I listen to this album, sometimes like, especially like if I'm really zoning out, I'm listening to this and it's a sad story and I'm hoping for a happy ending. But I'm realizing like, yeah, we got circles, but like, I'm pretty sure there were tweaks of things he wanted to change. Like this was the final project that he like saw all the way through. And I think like when you know an artist dies and it's their last project, like you kind of like feel like you're listening, you're watching or listening to like a biopic, like one of those movies or whatever like that. You're like, damn, like you're hoping for a happy.
You know the ending.
Yeah, you already know the ending, and you're just like, damn. Like so, it's very somber and sad.
Yeah, and you don't want to get to the ending.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This project, as sad as it is, there's this refreshing thing to it because there's a refreshing side to it too because you get like this aspect of like the completion of this artist and seeing where he was, seeing where he ended off is so different, but there's such an appreciation in seeing an artist fulfill what they were trying to do. Like he was producing most of his stuff. Like he's producing for other artists. He was writing for other artists. He tried so many different things. Like, you know, his ambitions was all out there. He followed his voice, you know?
Right.
And I think it really led to where he was supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
Like I said, Mac Miller, great artist. I'm really glad that like I dived into this album and I am officially a Mac Miller fan. It sucks that it was after his passing. But hey, better late than never.
Yeah, man. And I think it's going to always be fun to revisit Mac Miller's legacy down the line. I hope we get like a full body of work as far as like, I don't know if a documentary would do it or like a movie would do it, but I want to see his life visited in a real way.
I thought Angus Cloud from Euphoria was gonna play Mac. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure they're gonna find like a Mac Miller film has to happen. So I think that's gonna happen.
And I would love to see that, man. Because he's a polarizing guy, and when he passed, it just felt so soon. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, like I didn't believe it. I was like, all right, maybe he'll be okay, but yeah, it didn't work out.
That was so final.
Yeah. What's your rating?
I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. I think this album is such a complete body of work. I damn near want to give it a 5. And when I'm trying to think about what it lacks, I can't really think of anything, but it's not about it lacking anything. Right. I think just as a standalone body of work, it's more than exceptional. I think it's the full culmination of what Mac Miller was supposed to be, at least for what we got for that time frame. And he was only 26. You know, like he. Oh yeah, crazy.
Like that's crazy that he was so young to reach that. I give it 4.5 as well. I give it 4.5 because I felt like the project's theme, like it kind of like was drowned in sadness, which is what the point that he was trying to get across, like just being, it's okay to not be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was like, damn, some of these, it kind of felt like he was kind of like repeating this kind of like same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, this is kind of getting redundant, but it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I couldn't give it a 5 out of 5, but I really enjoyed this project. And I think it's his best project.
And I love the fact that he explored more of sitting in his feelings and this album is not about chasing the hit at all.
Oh no.
You know, this is a complete body of work.
Yeah.
Like it's not about like trying to capitalize on the tropes of what was going on in current time. Like this was what was going on with him.
Right. Like he made this the same way how jazz musicians just go and just work out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just
Stream of consciousness, but like a focused body of work.
Right.
You know, I think it's very necessary to listen to. And listeners, viewers, listen to Mac Miller's Women. Tell us what you think. If you haven't, definitely encourage it. I'm one of the people that we are two of the people that like to just visit complete bodies of work to kind of just see where the artist was going or where they are at that time.
Right.
I think it just makes it that much more of an appreciation, you know? And this is no different. I'm First Class Regg.
And I'm Taurian B.
We're out of here.
Catch you next time. Dun dun.